The candidates still need a few more minutes before we continue with the show. So at this time, let's meet this year's Grand Marshals. The Philippine Weekend Committee is honored to celebrate the San Juan family as the 2019 Grand Marshals. 3 generations of this family have been longtime supporters of Philippine Weekend and have been active members of the community of Delano throughout the years.
Roberto San Juan Sr. was born and raised in Manila with familial roots in Palawan. He once studied pre-law and met his wife, Grace, while going to school. They married at the age of 20, and to support their family, Robert worked in the Philippine Social Security System and was an OFW in Saudi Arabia for many years. In 1991, Robert and Grace immigrated to the U.S. and settled in Delano to be close to their eldest son, Chris. Robert found work at the canneries in Alaska, in the local grape fields, and at the Floyd's hardware store. He also worked at North Kern and Kern Valley state prisons until his retirement at the age of 74. Robert has participated with Philippine Weekend, but is best known by locals as Kuya Robert, the DJ for the Bayan Filipino radio program on KCHJ 1010 AM radio, which was produced by Mabuhay Productions in the 1990s. He was Kuya Robert every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. for 8 years. He still lives in Delano and looks upon his time as Kuya Robert with much fondness.
Grace Benares San Juan was born and raised in the Bicol region of the Philippines, but moved to Manila to study accounting. After she married Robert, she began many businesses to help support their family. This included a garment exporting business, a housewares and cooking business, and a sari-sari store where their son Abner now runs in Cavite. When Grace moved to Delano, she worked as a seamstress and Filipino food caterer. She too was involved with Philippine Weekend by sewing curtains and costumes for the Mrs. and Miss Philippine Weekend pageants. Grace and Robert have been married for 61 years and have 7 children, 21 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren.
Christian San Juan was born and raised in Manila and studied at the University of the Philippines, where he earned his BS degree in electrical engineering. He went on to earn a master's degree in electrical engineering and became a professor at UP before marrying Malu and immigrating to the U.S. in 1984. Chris joined Malu in Delano, where he found work in the grape fields and as a car salesman at Holiday Ford. In 1987, he landed a job with Texaco in Bakersfield, which thus began his 32-year career in the oil petroleum industry. Chris has held positions with Chevron, Flying J Company, Shell Oil Company, and Occidental. Currently, he is a staff electrical instrumentation and control engineer at Era Energy. Chris joined Philippine Weekend in the early 1990s and served as Filipino Weekend chairman in 1993. Chris was also a partner along with Max Becerra, Danny Ortiz, and Napoleon Madrid in Mabuhay Productions, a group whose primary mission was to enrich the Filipino community of Delano. Over the course of a decade, Mabuhay Productions created an Ate Kuya mentorship, organized multiple book drives and fundraisers geared toward education, and awarded thousands of dollars in scholarships to the Filipino youth of Delano.
Maria Luisa Yahot San Juan was born and raised in Manila, but has familial roots in Ormoc and Bicol. Her family moved to San Jose, Cavite, where she met Chris. They were neighbors and became college sweethearts. Malu studied nursing in the late 1970s, but immigrated to the U.S. in 1979. For a short while, she lived and worked in Palm Springs, California, but eventually settled in Delano with Chris and other relatives. In Delano, Malu worked at Cambridge, was a medical biller at DRMC, and was office manager for Dr. Arturo Abalos until her retirement in 2013. Malu joined Philippine Weekend in the early 1990s and once served as Tiny Tots chair. Although they have since moved to Bakersfield, Malu continues her support of Philippine Weekend through annual sponsorships and patronage of various Philippine Weekend events. Chris and Malu have been married for 35 years and share 2 children and 2 grandchildren.
Christine San Juan Yaya, the eldest child of Chris and Malou, was born and raised in Delano. She completed her undergraduate studies at Fresno State with a BS degree in Business Administration and went on to earn her master's degree in accounting from Cal Poly Sloan. Christine moved to the Bay Area to begin her career as a tax accountant with PwC in downtown San Jose. While at PwC, she earned her CPA license but left the firm in 2014. Christine married her husband Zane in 2012 and they now live in Morgan Hill, California with their 2 daughters, Zara and Isla. Together, Christine and Zane manage Mac Plate, a metal finishing company in Gilroy, California. Christine has been with Philippine Weekend for over 15 years. She's chaired many events such as Tiny Tots Entertainment and Barrio Fiesta. Christine served as Philippine Weekend chairperson in 2007 and 2008, and currently sits on the board of directors. She is also the current treasurer and program coordinator.
Chad San Juan is Christine's younger brother and was also born and raised in Delano. He completed his undergraduate studies at Fresno State with a BS degree in environmental occupational safety. While at Fresno State, he became a brother of the Filipino fraternity Chi Rho Omicron, or Expo, and served as Expo president in 2010. Recently, Chad earned his master's degree in quality assurance from CSU Dominguez Hills. Now Chad works as a registered environmental health specialist with the Kern County Environmental Health Department. Although Chad lives in Bakersfield, he remains involved with the community of Delano. He has taught Latin dance classes for the Delano Rec Center since 2017 and has been with Philippine Weekend for over 14 years. Chad has chaired many events such as entertainment and the 3-on-3 basketball tournament. He's also designed many Philippine Weekend souvenir booklet covers and souvenir shirts over the years. Chad also works with his Expo brothers to maintain the cleanliness of the park during the annual Barrio Fiesta. And lastly, one of Chad's favorite roles has been that of the fireworks chair. The San Juan family is very humbled and honored to be selected as the 2019 Philippine Weekend Grand Marshals, and thanks the committee for this award. Now, if the San Juan family is here, we would like to ask them to please stand up.